Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I am sure majority of you are seeing what it's going on. For those that do not know, the truth is that some people voted for this. Majority of white people voted for this. Latinos voted for this, and some other minority groups voted for this. The only people that refuse to acknowledge this, or they refuse to let this be a thing for them, were black people, because they all showed up in mass to tell you all that this is not what they want. All right. And in the end, everybody's going to go through it. The billionaires are trying to turn people to slaves. The billionaires are working so hard to make sure that life is unbearable for people. I mean, like, they are the only ones that want to enjoy this life and have it in abundance. But how is that even possible? I mean, that is what you all voted for. Now, I am sure majority of you may have heard about the Medicare that has been cut, right? And now they are cutting off nursing homes. So the elders, the elderly people too, will not be able to stay in nursing homes. So what is going to happen when this happens? Now you definitely will see Medicaid and Medicare effect on the elderly. They will be sent home. Some of them do not even have where they are going. They do not have homes where they are going. And the ones that, I mean, like, it's like sending them to the street. And this shouldn't be happening. I feel so bad. I don't know how I feel, but my heart goes out to people that all these are affecting. Let's get into this video.
Happy Monday, guys. Listen, just wanted to drop in. I got some updates for you guys. Remember when they were saying that the big beautiful bill would be cutting Medicaid assistance, and Medicaid is a part of the payment for people who are in nursing homes, that they use Medicaid to pay a portion of their nursing home bills. Well, that is starting to take effect. There was a woman that made a recording and said that she got a notification that her father Medicaid has been cut, that they're no longer paying portions of his nursing home bills. So she has until September, or he has until September, to decide what they're going to do. But they're releasing him. Remember when I told you I get those spare rooms cleared out, go get you a couple of hospital beds and stuff to move Mama and Pe0ple in there? It's about that time. Yes, it's starting to take effect. They're starting to alert people in nursing homes that their Medicaid rather, is being cut. And that is a portion of their living expenses for the retirement homes or the nursing homes. And those benefits are now running out. So get ready to take care of me, Mom, Pe0ple. Okay? Get ready to, anybody you have in a nursing home facility that's part of their living expenses being paid by Medicaid, get ready. Because they're starting to make those phone calls. Yes, this is what Donald Trump did to y'all for voting for him. This is how he repaid y'all, or one of the ways he's repaying y'all for voting for him. It's what they say, the gift that keeps on giving. That's what he's doing. He's just he's just taking one by one. He's chopping away one by one your benefits, your assistance programs. That's how he's saying thank you for believing all his bullshit, for swallowing all that con artist crap he was pouring down y'all throat, for manipulating y'all, for lying to y'all, deceiving y'all, tricking y'all. You've been bamboozled, in other words. And he's constantly showing you his gratitude by continuing to bamboozle you. Y'all got them rooms ready yet? I told y'all months ago to get them rooms ready. Y'all got them junk rooms cleaned out? Because me, Mom, and Pe0ple are going to be home by the holidays. All of them. So y'all start cutting those pulling in those budget strings. You're gonna have to cut some ends, cause y'all got some new ends to meet. Yeah. While he's out here talking about he's lowering drug prices 15,000% because he sent a letter to the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, he sent a letter, and that automatically means they're gonna cut their drug prices by 15,000%. So they finna give away drugs for free, and y'all believe that? Y'all believe anything falls out that man's mouth? Y'all are absolutely pathetic. I just wish I had the con tongue to let loose on y'all and get some millions like Trump. Because y'all have paid for this man for the rest of his life. And study doing it. Oh, and get ready. Get ready for him to release Ghislaine Maxwell. Get ready. Because one of the influencers, I forget her name, it just left me, but one of the influencers who are sort of a leeway between Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell's family, oh, she's already excited. You know, the move to the luxury prison was just step one. But yeah, she's saying get ready because Ghislaine's going to be released soon. They're going to put on a home confinement or something like that. Yeah, get ready. Because he's moving her in the position to be moved right on up out of there. One more thing he conned y'all out of. Told y'all he was going to release the Epstein files and everybody was going to jail. Instead, he's releasing people from jail over the Epstein files. And Russia told him once he came out and announced that he was moving his nukes subs into position close to Russia. The Russia representative came back and said, don't think that Hamas is, or whatever, I can't think of the name of the country, but he said, don't think the Mars or whatever their name was is the only one that has video on your immorality. In other words, keep playing with us. So that information is going to come out one way or the other, guys. You can't plug up every hole as many holes as it is out there about this Epstein. You can't catch every last one of them. And what you going to do when the victims just get fed up and tired and they just come out and start calling names they damn self? And these are the victims. And if anybody should be believed, I think it should be the victims. They the only one don't have any ulterior motives. The only one. So, y'all keep banking. Keep going the way you're going. Keep going the right route you're going. When all this stuff blows up, it's going to be so much. So y'all going to make January 6th look like a picnic. When people find out they've been played and had and been made a fool of to the degree they have been, some of y'all are already turning. Some of y'all are already turning. Yeah, some of y'all are already saying, I'm going to be your worst nightmare. Did y'all hear about the Republican representative that a gentleman came up in his office and poured gasoline on him and set him on fire? They ain't tell y'all about that too much. Yeah. A Republican representative had somebody that come into his office, had a white man, I believe it was, come into his office, douse him with gasoline and set him on fire. So, get ready to get your folks and take care of them yourself. And like I said before, don't be abusing them old people. It ain't their fault y'all voted for this. It ain't none of these people's fault who finna be at the mercy of loved ones who didn't want to deal with them for one reason or another, or couldn't deal with them for one reason or another. Don't take the frustration out on these innocent people. They are just pawns in somebody's game, and y'all assisted them in moving them around because y'all gave them the power to do it by going in their booth and pushing DJT. So, the chickens are coming home to roost, and they roosting right on y'all head. So get ready. Don't trip, and don't be getting arrested for elder abuse. Cause y'all asked for this. You begged for it. You didn't stop until you got him in there. Now he's in there. So deal with it. It is what it is now, peeps. Okay? So that's all I came here to give a little info on, guys. I want y'all to have a great day. Have a wonderful one at that. Okay? I'll be hollering at y'all again when I get the chance. Y'all take care.
So Medicaid and Medicare, they're making cuts, they're making changes, and it is affecting people in real time. But the people that it is affected is the people that, you wouldn't think twice about because you neglected them yourself within your own family. It affects our elderly community. I was raised by my grandmother and a neighbor, okay? And then I also worked within nursing facilities. So elderly people are really close to me, and I can tell you that they are the number one neglected, okay? They are neglected. Americans forget about the elderly. We work and we do all of this stuff and to build up societies, and then society forgets about us when we are old. America is the number one place where we do not value family in the ways that other cultures value their families. America is filled with nursing homes where once your family member can no longer take care of themselves, instead of you taking care of them like other cultures, they put them in nursing homes where they do not get the best food, nutrition, and the best care. Like, I've worked in these facilities, so I can tell you it's not where you want to be when you're old, okay? Especially if your family doesn't come to check on you. So now people are being kicked out of these nursing homes. Procedures aren't being properly given. Medication isn't getting got. So, and yeah, I said getting got. It's not even a question of what can we do. It's a question of, are you prepared to do better by your family? Are you prepared? Are we mentally prepared to understand the assignment of generations and looking at other cultures and seeing how the Asians take care of their elderly? Everybody takes care of their elderly but us, but white and black people. Like, not even being funny, let's put this shit on the table. Everybody takes care of their elderly but white people and black people. And I'm going to more really say white people, because black people, we've been kind of like, our grandparents was taking care of us. Where we going? And when I tell you, when I'm in those nursing homes, it's a little bit of black people in there. A little sprinkle bit. Okay? Because we can't afford that shit. Sometimes even with the Medicaid, we can't afford it. So now that they are being kicked out of these nursing homes, because it's the homeless and the elderly. We got to get them out the way first, right? The government, right? We got to get the homeless and the elderly. Those are the easy targets. They're going for what's easy first. Okay? And if you think that you're safe, like, they're going for what's easy first, and then they're going to go and their pickings. The middle class is next. So now, are we prepared to have our homes where our parents are living with us? We are taking care of our parents. You might have to hire a caregiver. Where are you going to pay for it? Where are you going to afford that caregiver? It's not cheap, y'all. It is not cheap. It's not cheap. Our grandparents were able to work jobs that took care of them, even in their retirement. We don't have that. So now we got to begin putting our brains together, because a new world is forming in front of us. Literally, while we're typing and talking, the world is forming and changing before our eyes. And we have to be able to change with it. It's not about what happens, but how you respond to it. So what is going to be our solution to combat this? Because it's happening. And instead of us being upset that it's happening, we should be finding ways to conform to what is happening that works for us, and not what they tell us should work for us.
Yep. Yep. Them nursing homes finna not take Medicaid, so y'all better get them rooms ready for Mima and Papa. Yeah, combine them kids' room. Combine, get rid of the den, man cave, whatever y'all got. Scoot it over, because Mima and Papa is coming to the crib. I don't want to hear nothing. This is not what I voted for. Yes, this is absolutely what you voted for. Okay? No, I don't want to hear any of that. Mima and Papa will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days. All right? Yeah. Yeah. That's where we are. And listen, before you get in my comments with that red, blue, left, right, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You can put that Trump hat and that shirt on your Mimo and Papa, but they coming to the crib. You can best believe that. If your in-laws use Medicaid, a lot of these services are going to not accept Medicaid. So yeah, make room.
So listen, I was sick and I was lying in my bed, and then I was scrolling here on this TikTok streets, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of video of people getting letters from the nursing home that their father is going to have to leave because they are no longer accepting the Medicaid portion. The Medicaid portion that actually allows them to keep them in the nursing home. Usually Medicaid waiver. A Medicaid waiver that takes care of them being there. You guys don't understand how this works. I told you that the elderly and the disabled population are going to be affected. And this is the way that the Trump administration is going to do it, because they don't care about you. We told you time and time again that they don't care about you. Maybe this time you will listen, but we don't know. You guys were thinking about the Epstein files, and now you're not. Now you're not. But I want to tell you how this affects you, because, yeah, your parents are not going to get the care, especially if they're medically needing. What about if they're trached? What about if they're intubated? What are you going to do then? That means you're going to have to pay out of pocket to care for them. And some of the states, you are actually, the responsibility lies on the children. And they can go after you if you don't take care of your parent. I'm not sure if your state qualifies, but I'm damn sure going to make the next video about the states that actually make this a law or find you. So let's think about a disabled kid, right, that has all these medical needs, could be trached or whatever, and now the child is 18. God forbid something happens to the parents. Who's going to take care of this child? Because that Medicaid waiver is not there. It has always been a safety net. Always been a safety net for children that are disabled, mentally incapacitated, and of course, medical issues. And yet we're taking this away. And you guys are like, well, not all of it is taken away. What states are going to fund this? Are they going to have the adequate money to take care of these individuals? There's going to be a lot of homeless people in the street. Lots of homeless people. There's going to be lots of families struggling every day. This is something else that you have to contemplate and think about. Shit, not only is my coffee high, not only is my groceries high, now I got to take care of my father, which I have to pay someone $25 an hour to be in the home caring for them. And then when I come from work, I have to care for my father after that because I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to save money. This is a real issue, and I don't understand why you don't get it through your head that Trump was the worst thing that happened to us. The worst thing. You didn't learn the first time, and you damn sure ain't learning now. Maybe this time you will learn this lesson. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day.
Okay, now let me tell you what I really want to talk about today. I think that this will be an amazing resource for the Black community. I do, and I hope it works out well for us. Anyway, listen. The big beautiful bill is having a consequence that for some reason people didn't see coming. People thought that when they cut Medicaid that it was going to affect just Black and brown little childrens. You know, I did this TikTok about 2 years ago. And in the TikTok, I was saying, look, y'all need to watch out for y'all elderly people because they out here, they can't drive. I'm seeing them in the grocery stores. They struggling. They having a real hard time. And for whatever reason, what I said in that video really struck a chord with white people. Got to the point where I lost
complete control of the post, and I just let them have it. White people took over that post, and they started telling their horror stories about why it is they don't fuck with their people no more. Meaning their grandmas and grandpas that I'm seeing out there that need all of this help. Because in the black community, one thing you gotta say about the black community is that we tend to take care of our elderly. We tend to be more in community in that way. Not all of us, but collectively speaking, for the most part, yeah. We take care of our mamas and grandmamas and whatnot. And you don't really too much see them in nursing homes. You know where I'm going with this, right? So they just told story after story after story after story. And as long as they weren't racist, I just let it stand. And meanwhile, the black people, we just kind of sat back and we just kind of listened to these stories. Well, these are the same people, because you always want to say, these are the same people now that are doing all these videos about how they work. They have stuck their relatives in homes. And now, because of this big, beautiful bill, all these nursing homes are calling these people up because that big, beautiful bill goes into effect in February. That's when these Medicaid cuts start to happen. Sometimes I get Medicare and Medicaid confused. I mean to say Medicaid. And remember, there were black people not too long ago, just last month, that were trying to inform people that didn't think they had Medicaid, that they in fact had Medicaid. It just wasn't called Medicaid. It was called something else. Like here in South Carolina, I believe it's called Healthy Connections or Healthy Care Connect or something along those lines. And that's in fact Medicaid. It's just not called Medicaid. Like how some people thought that they had the Affordable Care Act, but they actually had Obamacare. I don't have Obamacare. I have the Affordable Care Act. Remember? That's these same kinds of white people, y'all, that I'm talking about, that didn't realize that they had Medicaid. And they, in fact, have Medicaid. It's just called something else. Well, they're getting all these phone calls from the care facilities that they have stuck their elderly people in. And their mamas and their meemaws and shit. And they're saying, you're going to have to come and find some place, come and pick up your people and all of their shit and find some place else for them to go. Because of the big, beautiful bill, this facility will no longer take Medicaid patients. Talk about fucking around and finding out. These people voted for this. You say, I didn't vote for that. Yeah, you did. If you voted for Donald Trump, third party, or not at all, you voted for this. You 100% did. You voted for this. You know how at the end of my videos when I said if you cannot help, at least don't hurt? I try to put that into people's minds so that people can think outside of themselves, get acclimated with thinking outside of ourselves, because the world doesn't revolve around us. There are other people to consider, other people to think about. When I cast my vote, I voted for everyone. Everyone. And some people only voted in the best interest of themselves. Well, apparently they didn't even do that, because they work and now they have to find care accommodations for their people. And let me tell you, being a caretaker, a care provider ain't easy. It's not easy. Some of those people need round-the-clock care, or round the clock. Somebody gonna have to quit their job to stay home with me, Mom. The person who signed them in is the person that's responsible. Buckle up, Buttercup. We just in the beginning stages of how your vote has destroyed or is destroying this nation. This is one of those things that I'm not saying that black people won't be affected, because not, again, like I said, not a lot of us tend to stick our people into care facilities. First off, we can't afford it. First off, most of us just can't afford that. And then secondly, like I said earlier, most of us tend to keep our mamas and grandmamas and them at home. Somebody checks in. Somebody takes care. Even if the family got to take turns dividing up the responsibility for their care, we figure it out. And this is another example how elections have consequences. And while I do not celebrate this, because it's sad all around, this is what happens when a nation's education is defunded and people can no longer think outside of themselves and or critically, can't see the forest through the trees, can't think on down the line, can't think about what tomorrow is going to bring as a consequence, a result of this vote. And they thought it was going to affect all these other people, and here they are. Their farms are fucked up, and now they got to deal with their old honorary ass daddies and granddaddies and shit. Elections have consequences. This is just the beginning. This man has not been the president for a whole year yet. And look at how they are tearing down this nation. The poor will get poorer and the rich will get richer as long as this administration is in office. And that's just the truth. With that being said, do something nice for someone today. Get yourself in the habit of thinking outside of yourself. There are others to consider, not just you. If you cannot help, don't harm. Be righteous. Have a righteous day. And if you would like to donate to the library pantry or to this platform or just buy me a cup of coffee, I would certainly appreciate it. I'll leave my Cash App and Venmo down in the comments along with the link to the room. Y'all have a good day.
Hey, y'all, just coming through real quick. Listen, have y'all heard or saw the video of the young lady saying that her father is in a nursing home under Medicaid? And the nursing home is saying that he has to September the 15th to find somewhere to go because they're going to do away with the Medicaid. We know that 65% of individuals in nursing homes, y'all, are covered under Medicaid. So this may result in individuals having to go back home to their families to take care of them at the level that the nursing home will be doing it, okay? You'll have to do that at home yourself, probably, or hire somebody if you can afford it, okay? Or the nursing home may shut all the way down. Some of them may put all the people on Medicaid out and privatize it and just private pay. So, y'all, that was something to think about when they went out and voted for what they voted for. What do you all think about that? Do you have family that's in a nursing home that may have to be put out or leave or go home? Let me know. Comment, share, and follow me.
In a previous video, I talked about the so-called Big Beautiful Bill that reshaped how nursing homes operate and how instead of increasing quality, it drove up administrative burden and corporate control while care staff continue to dwindle. But there's another layer to the staffing crisis no one wants to admit: immigration policy. Under this new administration, key visa programs that once allowed foreign-born workers to fill critical roles in healthcare, especially in long-term care, were quietly restricted or allowed to expire. That includes programs like the H1C for nurses and reductions in employment based visas and refugee admissions that historically helped staff these roles. For many facilities, immigrant workers weren't supplemental, they were essential. Immigrants make up nearly a quarter of the direct care workforce in the United States. In some regions, they are the majority. They're the ones helping residents bathe, eat, transfer safely, and manage chronic conditions. These aren't jobs people are lining up for domestically. They're hard, often underpaid, and carry little prestige, yet they're foundational to elder care.
This is all I got from this video. I don't know how I feel, knowing fully well that all this going on today could be avoided. Yes, all these were very, very avoidable. And now I remember before the election, that black men and black women were going back and forth. Who are we voting for? Black women made it very clear that they are voting for Kamala Harris. Most black men also said, yeah, we're voting for Kamala Harris. But at some point, it was like, will they vote or will they not vote? I remember black women and black men coming together and checking the Project 2025, because literally everything going on today was in the Project 2025. Don't think I did not make it up. Check the comment section. People will also tell you that that is true, right? So I remember videos that I brought then where black men were having, like, I don't know, like they started some gatherings and all that, where they bring people and try to tell them things that are in the Project 2025. The one that hit them more also was in that Project 2025 was cutting up Medicare. So I saw some black men say, maybe at this point in time, I do not need it, but my papa or my mama, absolutely need this. And if we do not get this, we may not be able to pay for their nursing homes and all that. Yeah. If you know this channel very well, you can also remember that there was a time I was hammering on this particular one very well. Yeah. And now it's actually a reality. That thing black people feared so much that may happen to their elders, it's actually happening. I don't know what is going to happen, but a lot is actually speculated to happen. Number one is that there will be so many homeless people, elderly people. And I do not know how to say it. It is kind of weird that cutting off Medicare will affect the elderly people in the country. Because some people cannot even afford proper nursing home. Because who has the money of paying, like maybe sometimes 4,000, 5,000 US dollar, depends on where you are for a nursing home, how many people can afford it. So it means before you know what is going on, some people are becoming homeless. Some people may not get the proper medical healthcare attention that they need. Seriously, sometimes I think about what is going on in the world, and all I can say is that United States is not, you people call Africa, they call Africa third world country. But on a serious note, United States is not far away from the country they call third world. On a very serious note, because I do not understand how a president, the man in charge of the country, is giving away money outside, right? And also going around bombing places. Then watch his or her own people, going through pain. It's weird and crazy at the same time. On a very serious note. And you also, if you look at it, you absolutely will see how crazy it is. Because on a very serious note, it is very crazy. Very, very crazy. There is no universal basic health care. I remember talking about universal basic health care. Somebody in the comment section was asking me, do they have in Nigeria? There are some places, depends on the kind of okay, this person was asking me, do you guys have Medicaid? And yes, they have HMO or something like that. Like if you have your insurance, or those that work, if you work, you definitely will have your insurance. And also, medicals are not so expensive like it is in United States. It's absolutely very expensive. I don't live in Nigeria, I only visit, right? But I can tell you, because I have also been, each time I come back, I also try to go to, like, sometimes I go to dentist or go for something and all that. It's not like I don't know. I also know some certain things going on, but it is not as bad as it is in United States, you know. Tell me how somebody that his or her job is your salary is probably 4 or 5 thousand US dollars, like I am saying, for example, and your Medicaid, or sorry, your the drug that you are on is like 400 or 500 US dollar for a month. That is on Medicare, right? And if you are not on Medicaid, how much are you supposed to pay? So who is supposed to pay for all those money? I don't know, but all these things were very much avoidable. All these things were the things Black people were so much into. They wanted to avoid it so much. They try so hard to avoid it because they feel like a win for them is also a win for migrants, a win for other minority groups. But those people did not care about Black people. That is how bad it is. You know, you can't be fighting with people that are not ready to fight with you. I have said this thing several times. If I live where I live, the country where I reside in, and decided to move to United States of America, first of all, I am African American. I am not African American, but once I get there, I absolutely will have to work with African Americans. Oh, how are you? This is this is my nephew, and this is my niece.
This my road.
I am working. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah. So I am in my hometown. For those that will ask, I am in Nigeria and I am in my hometown. I will also tell you people what brought me to my hometown. All right, I will do that in a separate video. So first of all, we have to be African American before I answer Nigerian. Why? Because maybe Black people might be able to identify me from my looks, but I know majority of you look like me and I look like majority of you too, right? Maybe my accent might tell you that, oh yeah, she is not African American. But other people, white people, Latinos, Hispanics, India, Asians, will not know where I am from. First of all, they will call me a Black woman, right? Before they start looking for my nationality, right? So the truth is that some people have refused to understand how this works. But one thing I know for sure is that you guys are going to understand whether you like it or not in the end, right? So I am going to draw the curtain here. And I don't know how I feel. It's kind of a mixed feeling, you know, saying that elders will be going through it. I mean, bye for now.